Well, his 2 decades in power have reshaped life for millions of Turks, and President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has secured his place as the country's leader for another 5 years. On Sunday, Erdogan overcame the biggest political challenge of his career in the country's first ever second round of voting in a presidential election. He won 52% of the vote over his challenger, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, who brought in 48%. For more on this, I'm joined by Yavuz Baydar, founder and editor of the Free Turkish Press. Thanks so much for joining us here on France 24. There was a lot at stake in this election. Where do you see Erdogan taking Turkey in the next 5 years? Will he move more and more away from democratic principles?
It was a pivotal stage of where Turkey is, ending its centennial this year, 100 years of Republican system. But Erdogan is keen to take it to another level, according to a model, according to his vision, which is based on increasingly hardcore autocracy, one-man rule, ultra-centralistic way of administering the country. And the results show a regime change, arguably for good, irreversible, because it was a period between 2017 where Erdogan introduced the so-called presidential system, which was again mandated by 51 to 49% 6 years ago. Now this was the second kind of referendum, whether or not presented to the electorate, whether or not it would be approved or not. It was approved. It was given, Erdogan was given a mandate, kind of a carte blanche, as he will perceive it, and to take it further. Hard times are waiting for the Turkish opposition, Turkey in general.
You say a regime change, possibly irreversible, but what does it say to you that this went to a second round?
Well, the system was established that way. With the referendum in 2017, the elections would be held in two-tier system. And this was the first time the Turkish electorate voted in the second leg. And this will continue to be this way, because now Erdogan seems to have consolidated this system, given the mandate by 52% of the electorate. So this system is now fixed, possibly not to be changed again, because opposition ended up coming out, but much weaker in parliament than the second leg, where Kılıçdaroğlu, despite the fact that he ended with 47-48%, the domination of Erdogan camp in parliament is very clear by 322 seats of 600-seat parliament, which is, again, the balance is in favor of Erdogan and Erdogan rule.
Where does the opposition go from here, in particular Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu?
Well, it's certain that the CHP will show signs of being crackled soon from within. There will be soul searching, but CHP, main opposition party, is texture of several fractions. So this infighting will probably weaken the party. So will it be affecting the pro-Kurdish party HDP, YSP as the new name is, 61 deputies. And it wasn't really as the pro-Kurdish party expected. In overall, the opposition, as I said, is ended up in a weaker position, unable to have any influence in the work of the parliament. So that will be very hard times ahead for the opposition.
Well, Kılıçdaroğlu claimed the results of this election were unfair. He did not contest them. What is your view on this? Was this a free and fair election?
Turkish elections were never free since 2014, because considering the fact that nearly 10,000 Kurdish politicians, local and central level, are kept in jail. Including the former chairman of the pro-Kurdish party, HDP, Selahattin Demirtas, in jail for 7 years. Just that fact shows that the elections were not held free. Unfair, possibly there are huge question marks about election fraud, which I think some academicians and scholars will soon get engaged with in a form of election forensics. We will start seeing results of this within some weeks, possibly.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Yavuz Baydar, founder and editor of the Free Turkish Press. Thanks so much for joining us here on France 24.